Hey, welcome to the October edition of the Warrior Academy newsletter. So I just wanted to provide some updates. Everyone seems to be on and working, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But I'm just going to roll through some of these topics. So you can see on the screen some of the things I wanted to talk about. So first of all, the 11th is the end, or excuse me, 11/6 is the end of the first 9 weeks. All right, so make note of that. We are moving forward. Obviously, we are in week 4 this week. Couple things about that, and we just want you to understand there's several ways that grades are reported in Edgenuity. But for our purposes, whether it's eligibility, whether it's just kind of explaining where someone should be versus where they are, there's really only one, and that's actual. So students will be receiving, you can kind of see, they'll be receiving the actual grade on their report card. So that means where they're supposed to be pacing wise. And so, like, let me give you this quick example. Let's say that they're supposed to be at the end of the 9 weeks 50% done, right? That makes sense. They should be 50% done, but they are only 30% done. What that means is you have about 20% of things that you haven't accomplished yet because you're behind. You're not keeping that pace. So we're going to report actual grades, and basically all these assignments that you didn't do within that 20%, those will be accounted as 0. All right, because you're supposed to be 50% done, but you're only at 30%, which means you are behind. So, and you'll be able to see the actual grade as one of the options too when you're looking on your own screen. All right, any assignment due through November 6th must be done, or it will be counted as a 0 on the report card. It's kind of an extension of what I just said. All right. So again, this will be used for eligibility purposes for those that are engaged in athletic competitions. Also, at the end of the semester, let me highlight that for you. There you go. At the end of the semester, only the grade will be used for the transcript. So in other words, and I'm trying to make this clear and try not to confuse you. Let's say that third 9 weeks you received a C. Or let me go first 9 weeks. First 9 weeks you received a C because you were a little behind, or you just received a C. By the end of the second 9 weeks, let's say you got caught up and you started doing better and you received an A. So this second 9 weeks ultimately is going to be what your grade is, because this is almost kind of like first 9 weeks is almost functioning as an interim, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. All right, because maybe this student was they were a little behind in a class. They worked really hard. They worked a little extra on weekends and stuff, and then they decided to get caught up and they received an A. Someone's knocking at my door. So next, your semester grade will be used for the second weeks for eligibility. All right, so I know several of these are about eligibility, but that includes obviously anyone who is in 7th or 8th grade, all the way up until senior if they do play activities, so sports. And okay, let's talk about picture. We had our picture day, and I think it turned out really great. I think we had about 100. We have around 300 in Warrior Academy, I believe, and we had around a little over 100 come and get their picture taken. So I did want to point out that those pictures, of course, you can purchase them, and like my wife and I, we like to frame the pictures and put them in our house, and proud of our kids. That's one angle, and that's important. The other piece too to keep in mind is it is used for the yearbook. So we want to make sure we have your student or students in the yearbook. So Life Touch Picture Makeup Day is on Tuesday, October 13th from 3:10 until 5. All right, I do believe that is at the high school this time. So we had the initial ones at the middle school. All right, just make sure you don't come earlier than 3 o'clock. Let's see. This is referring to the picture makeup day. It's more of a warning. As you know, school lets out. So you wouldn't want to get here too early or you'll hit some traffic. So, and you can come anytime in between that 3:10 and 5 o'clock. I know when we did it the other day, our first round for Warrior Academy pictures, most people were in and out in 5 to 10 minutes. So it is pretty quick. So you can kind of stagger when you decide to show up for that. Just don't come too early, or you'll hit traffic. All right. Regarding parking, if you're going to come that night and do a makeup on October 13th, park by the auditorium parking lot and use the entrance facing the main street. All right. So park in the auditorium parking lot and use the entrance facing the main street for the picture makeups. All right, let's hop down to lunches. So for lunches, if you did not receive an email with the form to fill out to receive lunches, please email Mona McNeely in the central office. And you can see her email listed there, mona.mcneely@wbwarriors.org. All right. Lunches can be picked up on Tuesdays and Thursdays starting October 1st. You must complete the form in order to pick up a lunch, so we understand how many we need to make and provide, and we can plan that way. The important thing too is it's going to be in the back of the middle school. So for those that are used to dropping off in the middle school, or you did at one point, it's just kind of right in the back of the middle school, and you won't miss it because we'll have someone out there to hand that out. So you'll see a little station set up. Lunches will not be served on days that students are not in school. All right, so that's just one more note on lunches. So obviously if we're off for holidays or different things, please make sure that you know that we do not serve on holidays or snow days or teacher work days. All right, so there again is information for you. All right, so for attendance, overall grade. These are the different, we kind of already talked about this actually. I probably should have erased this, but we're going to do actual grade for the report card. So what that is it considers what they are behind with pacing guides, and then it gives them zeros for those assignments that they haven't attempted, and we worked through that a little bit. This way to report grades, and you can see all of these when you log in personally and on your reports. But that's kind of the relative grade. So that's like if they stopped working right now and got zeros on everything, that would be their grade. So obviously that's not really a realistic grade because it's always going to be quite low. All right. So I wanted to take a second and hop up. We're going to continue to improve and update our website where it's getting made over right now. But I just wanted to reiterate that you want to go ahead and go to the front of the West Branch Warrior website and then go to Warrior Academy. And we're always going to have those up-to-date points. It was updated today, which is not Wednesday. We'll have to change that. But it was updated on the 28th. So you can kind of see there's some stuff about pictures. And we are kind of breaking it down general, and if there are any differences with K5 or 612, we'll break that down. All right. So what I wanted to point out would be your resources. So if you go over to this at the top and you hover over resources, and then you go down to 612 resources, I want to point out a few things on here. So here's some things that you might want to check out, whether it be note-taking, quick little videos to kind of help you understand some things. We have some common questions that people are asking. That's a really good place to go just to get some information, and we'll put things on here as we find more additional things. If you go to technical support at the top, this is another great place to go. And you can see here's a way to reset your browser cache. It seems like some people were having some problems where they were maybe getting things a little kind of gummed up, and that's a good place to go. No internet connection. Here's a way to consider kind of working on that issue. Okay, and again, you can kind of see how that article will help you out a little bit. Let me go back to that. Scanning documents or uploading. update Chrome, Zoom plugin, and then Edgenuity, some of the information is like calling for tech support. Of course, Mr. DeShield's numbers down at the bottom, the entire throughout the entire website. Finally, I'm going to put this link. Let me go to this Help Center. All right, this is the Help Center, and I've already kind of went to a spot, and I'll put the main Help Center up there for you. But this is downloading and opening documents into Google. Some were having some problems with this. I've found this Edgenuity site to just be incredibly effective. So if you are one of the people having a Google issue, I would say this is really a great place to go. And again, I'll put the link on the top of the Warrior Academy website and in resources. But this article, for example, this is a Google article. It'll tell you how to do that. It talks about writing prompts, and students will need to copy and paste a shared Google Doc link into the text box and add a sentence for the teacher. So again, this is a really great way and a great approach to do that. The General Help Center is full of all kinds of resources. So for example, if I click on Video Library, I'm going to see a whole bunch of options showing up in that area too. You can see there's things about orientation, academic integrity. So I'll put this on the site, and I'll try to kind of curate that Help Center announcements so you can find the best. And some of this is definitely for students, and some are for the teacher, the educator. But I think that this is a really great place to go. So I just want to point out that please, here's a couple quick tips. Please make sure that your pacing and your grade has a nice balance. So we wouldn't want you to be flying through material trying to get done December 1st and then getting low grades. Make sure you're going slow. Make sure that you're kind of checking out the material, you're watching, you're taking great notes. Don't just slop things down. I know that I've spoken to a few of the teachers, and some are like, boy, they're just not writing in a way that I can understand. They're running everything together, not proper sentences, not capitalizing. So we want to obviously make sure we do all the things we do in a classroom, making sure we read directions, making sure we use proper sentences, and we kind of express ourselves and, answer the prompt if it's a writing prompt, use textual evidence, all the things that you've had your teachers over the years kind of express to you. So anyhow, what I'd like to do is I'd like to say we're going to be doing at least one of these a month topically, and we're kind of playing around with the format, but I hope this works for you. And normally we do want to keep it at that 5 minutes, and I don't think I made it today. So anyhow, we're proud of you, and please continue to reach out if you do have questions, and have a good